Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I'm gonna pull cards. I've been like kind of getting this energy, like this pulling energy to pull some cards and give you guys some messages. I've only really been doing readings whenever Spirit's kind of urging me to pull cards. So I'm not really gonna talk about what's going on. We'll just see what Spirit has to say directly, and yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see. We are in eclipse season, Mercury retrograde. So I'm confused. I'm curious to see what cards come out. Confused as in I can't fucking get my thoughts. Yeah or no? Yeah. Okay. We got new supportive connections. Didn't we get this on the... No, they don't want me to pull that card. I was going to say, didn't we get this card last time? I'm pretty sure we did. They don't want me to pull this card, but I just keep getting this like illusion energy, like you're not seeing something clearly. Like you're not seeing something clearly. They're not giving me anything beyond that. Like you're just not seeing something clearly. No, I came prepared today and I put toys over here. So this way, if she starts getting into shit, instead of throwing her like in the room. Hey, come here. Look at what mom got. Hey. Ooh, you want the mouse? Ooh, shit. Hold on. I brought two of them, so she's not even jumping down to get it. She's scratching my chair. Anyway, it didn't even work. God damn it. Here, I brought two toys. Knocking my fucking cards over. Anyway, all right, well, there you go. With this new supportive connections, this definitely feels like this rekindling energy or this connection opening back up. It feels like some of you guys, makes me want to cry. It feels like some of you guys have been closed off from a person or something, maybe somebody that you really love. You're normally really supportive. Get your ass out of the fucking way. You're really supportive. No, stop. You're really supportive and loving to each other normally. It feels like just like a good friendship, a good relationship, something like that. But it does, I keep getting the word rekindling. So it definitely feels like somebody, not necessarily you've lost touch from specifically. Come here, this fucking cat. See, I come prepared and it doesn't even matter. Hi, do you want attention? Do you want to, I just threw like 3 things for you and you're not even trying to get any of them. No, come here. Oh my God, this fucking cat. Come here. Do you want attention? We'll have attention. Jeez, you literally are like a baby. Anyway, the new supportive connection. So what it feels like the energy I'm getting from it, it's like I keep, like I said, keep getting the word rekindling, and it doesn't necessarily mean you've stopped talking to this person. The energy almost feels like maybe you guys are still in communication, but like you've had some walls up, or you've been going through kind of like this cycle for the last few months where you felt really, it's got a weird ringing in my ear, really like disconnected, or just not really wanting to be vulnerable, or having your walls up or something like that. And kind of what they're showing me is almost like you and or the other person's kind of enclosed in these bubbles, where these energetic bubbles where can you stop? She really is doing this shit on purpose. Where like you're kind of being blocked from seeing, and that's what they're saying, the illusions, like the deception, like you're not seeing things clearly because you're actually being forced to see, nope, stop, come here, get down, your trauma and your deeper thoughts and your deeper feelings and stuff like that. They're saying like there is a purpose to it, you just don't really know what it is. You might have some type of thoughts coming in, but not really actual clarity on why it's coming up, so, or like what's been happening. But it almost feels like you wanting to reach out to that person or reconnect to them in some way, like, and be more vulnerable. It almost looks like some of you guys wanting to share your feelings and kind of crying them out, and just like almost like this sense of relief energy. Definitely Spirit saying like it's coming soon though. So if that message, obviously it's not going to be for everybody, but if that message is for you, it definitely feels like it's going to be here really soon. Like that conversation is going to happen really soon. And I keep like getting this energy. It's not somebody that you've stopped talking to. It's somebody that you're still in communication with, even if it's a little bit more sporadic or a little bit more distant. Like I still keep getting like them saying like it's somebody you're in communication with right now. That is like a supportive connection with like a good foundation, and there's like some trust and stuff there. So it doesn't feel like something heavy or toxic. It actually feels very much like a soul connection, like a very loving soul bond, not like a trauma connection, a trauma bond where you're like, I know this isn't good for me, this other person's not good for me, they don't, you know, whatever. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it's just something very loving and supportive. They're really like emphasizing this, so I don't know. Okay, we got hidden motivations and fragmented energy, and then on the bottom we got back and forth and taking steps. So what they're saying is like some of you guys are seeing what you truly desire, and you've been kind of seeing this for months, like as certain things are changing or as certain things are being blocked from you. For some of you where you used to be like, is this like my trauma? Is this like a need? Am I asking too much? Like, what is this? Like, and really unclear. A lot of you guys are actually starting to see what it is you need, and you're learning how to stop settling for less. You're learning how to not accept shitty behavior or half-ass shit. You're like learning what you truly need and desire, and realizing that what you're asking for is not too much, that maybe you should be asking for more from people. And I'm not going to get into all the expectation and all that stuff, because you'll figure it out as you're supposed to. Like, I don't want to go into that, but it's more so of what are your needs, what are your desires, what are your wants, and stop settling. And a lot of you guys are starting to see where you were settling. You're starting to get those deeper, like rooted clarity on where those kind of settling behaviors came from, and those like parental figures, or some of you like teenage relationships where you were kind of settling for less back then. And a lot of you guys are starting to see the long-standing patterns that started in your childhood and your teenage years to now. With this fragmented energy card, it almost feels like you'll get some clarity, where you'll get a little piece of the puzzle, and then it's almost like you go back into this storm. It feels like you'll like something will come forward, and then it's almost like it gets taken away, and then it's like this storm of like disappointment, resentment, anger, frustration, sadness, pain, all of this stuff. And then the storm clears, and then it's almost like another piece of the puzzle comes, another piece of clarity comes, another piece of hope comes, another piece of understanding, and then you're going back into the storm. And it feels like this pattern, and they're saying like this cycle, this cyclic, I don't even know how the fuck to say what the word they're showing me, but whatever. This like a cycle pattern, like a cyclic. Okay, please do not judge me for not being able to say that word, but whatever, pattern. But what they're saying is, what you're not realizing is, we're giving you the validation, we're giving you the clarity, we're giving you the understanding, we're giving you the message ahead of time. And then what's happening is you're clearing all the shit that relates to that specific hope, that specific desire, that specific whatever it is that you're getting, right? And then you're clearing that, you're clearing all the past disappointment, all the past frustration, all the past that relates to that specific piece. And then you're coming back and you're doing it again, and you're doing it again, and you're doing it again. And what you don't realize is you're actually clearing so much stuff from the past. You might not have the thoughts of it, you might not have the understanding of it, but you're naturally, intuitively doing it. So even if you're feeling very stuck, you're not actually stuck at all. Like, you're dealing with stuck energy from the past, you're dealing with anger from the past, you're dealing with pain from the past. And what Spirit's saying is, like, a lot of you guys don't realize is the things that are triggering you now do relate to the past, but a lot of you guys are needing to accept the fact that the old version of you made choices that the new version of you wouldn't make, and that it's okay to let it go. It's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to feel whatever emotions you're feeling about it and grieve it and let it go. And they're really emphasizing grief and remorse, like remorse for whatever that means to you, and grief, whatever that means to you. And they're emphasizing those two words and processing them and actually acknowledging them and accepting them. And they're giving me another message, and I've been kind of giving this message to people, which is, stop trying to change yourself. Start accepting yourself the way you are. Like, if you don't like that you have anxiety, that's okay. You don't have to like that you have anxiety. What you do is you look at, why am I feeling anxious? What is going on? And go into it and validate it. And then naturally the anxiety will go away, because you'll see what it is. And the example I always give people is like, your anxiety in your body and your energy is like the check engine light in your car. You don't just turn the light off and ignore it and just hope like the problem disappears and goes away. You go and look under the hood, and you see or hire somebody to do it, obviously. we're talking metaphorically though, you look and see what's going on, and then you fix the root problem, because the light is not the problem. The light is just an indicator. Your anxiety is just an indicator. Your feelings and your emotions are just indicators for something else below the surface that's going on. And the only way to actually fix it is to go into it, see what is going on, see what you're feeling, see why you're feeling it, and give yourself validation, give yourself reassurance, validation, safety, whatever it is you need. Change behaviors, specifically for some of you guys, is when you know something isn't good for you, stop doing it. Like, change your behavior, sit in the discomfort, sit in the fear, sit in all of that. And I promise you, like, after a few times, that discomfort goes away, that heaviness goes away, and you feel different, you feel lighter, you feel more empowered. And it's not to say everything is easier, but it's less stressful, it's less heavy, it's you're more trusting of the process because you understand the process, and you allow the energy to kind of come in for you to see what it is you need to see. You're not sitting in these heavy ass storms constantly. You're open to, so you can actually get the information you need, or you'll be patient. You'll learn to be patient and wait for the information you need. But you have to go into, what am I feeling? So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to feel anxious, so they distract and avoid, instead of saying, wait, why am I feeling anxious? Because if I'm feeling anxious, there's probably something right now that's going on that I don't feel comfortable with, or I don't feel safe with. And if you can go into that, you're basically going into your inner child, or an unresolved emotion from the past, and you're helping bring it up to the surface now, and then you can give yourself what you needed. So if it's like a new job or something like that, a new relationship, something new, a lot of times we have anxiety about that, right? It's, well, what is the fear there? Like, there's a fear that, you know, I'm not going to get the job, or I'm going to be heartbroken, or things like that. And how can you give yourself validation? How can you give yourself reassurance? You know, those ones I'd say are a little bit more difficult, but sometimes, you know, just the unknown of the future can give us anxiety. And if we go back into that, that's because in the past, when we didn't know things, that's when all this dysfunction and this disruption happened. And a lot of us had to try to control our parents' emotions, or kind of walk on eggshells to avoid them in bad situations, or try to like appease them to make them happy. So this way they didn't, you know, give us more grief, or they weren't as mean to us or abusive or whatever it was. So like for us, we always fixated on other people. We fixated on their emotions. And we would fixate on paying attention to patterns, so we would know things, so we could prevent, you know, the bigger catastrophe from blowing up, basically. So now as an adult, when you don't know things, it's triggering that inner child stuff of something dramatic happening, something bad happening. And yeah, and I'll tell you this, for me, it's not exactly that I've all faced and stuff like that. And I've had a lot of those recurring feelings over and over and over. But I'll tell you, like, this weekend, like for Earth Day, I'm going and buying plants. I don't know, it felt like just a day where I was like helping people, you know, like I had people in the shop. I closed a little bit early, and then like just everything seemed to be working out. I was like running late, and then there was no fucking line at Dunkin'. I got there on time. Like just everything seemed to be working out, right? And then I go to buy plants. I find these beautiful fucking plants. You see the fattest fucking like bumblebee I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, holy shit. I go buy them. You know, some other stuff had happened, personal stuff. I don't want to get into all of it. Good stuff though. And then like I bring the plants home, and then like the next day I see a fat bee and all this stuff. I go outside, I see the cardinals, which is usually a sign from spirit for me. Like they've kind of assigned cardinals to me. And like all these different things, and it just seems like, wow, everything's working out, like all this is going good. And then like later that night I was thinking about, like, wow, I actually had a really good day. I felt I had some energy shit come into my body, but mentally I felt really calm. The energy shit in my body was a little overwhelming, but I was able to like deal with it and stuff. And it's just like, damn, like a bunch of good stuff. Like, you know, it's small to other people, but I appreciate the small things. For me, they're like, you know, significant things. And I was so like happy just seeing the bee and getting the pretty flowers and the plants and seeing the cardinals and, you know, all this stuff. And then I was just thinking, oh, wait, shit, something bad's going to happen now. And I remember I was like laying in my bed thinking it that night. And I was just like, why do I think that way? And it's because anytime something good has happened, it's always been taken from me. Or it's always in my childhood. I shouldn't say anytime. In my childhood, and it's always been false intentions. Like, we're gonna do something nice for you, but there's an expectation in return. So there's a lot of that. I will tell you, a lot of the feelings I've been having lately is feeling left out of stuff, feeling like people aren't giving to me like they're giving to other people, and showing up for me the way they're showing up for other people, and just feeling like everybody's kind of getting what they want. Like they've been waiting, less time than me, and they're getting what they want, and I'm still, waiting for what I want. And I'm like, I've been working so hard, and I really try to stay in alignment. I don't go outside of it. Like I try to do everything right. And I know there is a bigger purpose to that, but I still also have those feelings where I feel left out. I feel like I'm not getting what I want. I'm like, it's been years for some of it, and so like, I'll just process those feelings and sit with them. And it's probably not really honestly about now in the present moment. It's probably really about the past, because that really is kind of what has always happened to me growing up, where I saw my siblings getting attention. I saw my siblings getting love. I would try so hard and put all this work and effort in to take care of stuff around the house, try to make my parents happy. And I never got the love. I never got any of the stuff that I tried to work for. And then, I'd see my sisters getting this and all this stuff, or my parents would tell me we're going to do something for me, and we would never do it, but then they would do it for them. And then I think I would always just kind of create this false hope in my mind that something's going to happen for me. So when I'm getting triggered now, it's really just relating to that past where as a kid, that's the way I felt. And so for me, what I'll do is I'll be like, man, that was really fucking shitty. Like, I'm sorry you didn't get that. I'm sorry that like you had to feel like you had to earn love, that you had to feel like you had to work for something. I'm sorry that you saw your sisters getting affection and attention and validation and love, and you getting the opposite. And, it's just kind of validating my inner child and really just giving her the attention she needed and the love she needed. And just then the adult version reassuring, like, look, like certain things take time. And just because other people are getting certain things right now, they have a different path than I have. And I know that honestly, my path is a little bit harder because it's also to teach other people, and it's going to be a lot bigger. So it's going to take longer to prepare. And so, I reassure myself in that way too. But the point is like going into those feelings, because when we're doing that, we're resolving the past stuff. So then when we see those certain things, we're not getting triggered as much, or we can like almost immediately acknowledge what it is, and then kind of just breathe and like, we're good, like we're okay, we're good. And because we know what it is, and we can just like, baby girl, it's okay. And just give yourself, the love. Okay, so on the bottom, we got back and forth and taking steps. And they're pointing out the 6-5-4. So some of you guys, and I know we talked about this a few months ago, it's like you went up the hill and you're kind of going back down, and we're kind of seeing the opposite side of where we were before as we were climbing up the hill. So for some of you, it's definitely like some old thoughts, old feelings, old memories coming back up. And you might keep feeling like this old version of yourself on and off, where the old feelings, the old patterns, the old thoughts, and all those things are kind of coming up. But look at how you're handling them. Are you going into them? Are you giving into them? Are you actually doing those behaviors? Or are you able to catch yourself? Are you able to recognize that you used to do those things and they're not helpful? Are you able to see things different and make different choices now? And Spirit's like, you are taking steps forward. Like, you might not even realize what you want is like right in front of your face, because you wouldn't be able to see it. There's a reason you're not able to see it, because sometimes, and they're saying like the element of surprise, but also because if you see it right in front of your face, it's going to kind of negate what you're still needing to work toward. So a lot of times when you're at the end of the cycle, it feels very heavy. It feels really hard. It almost feels like this grieving, this sadness, heaviness. It just feels like just weighs you down. But that's because you're releasing all of that old shit. You're releasing some of the heaviest energy that you've had. And a lot of you are also grieving the old versions of yourself where you didn't get the love, you didn't get the affection. You're grieving the old adult versions of yourself where you made choices that also didn't align with what you really wanted below the surface and motivations. And so like a lot of you guys are going to be coming out of this heaviness, out of this storm, out of this cave, out of this like cycle, out of what the hell y'all are talking about, this that bubble thing they keep showing me. It looks almost like this black like energetic pod bubble thing, like almost, I can't even explain it. But yeah, so like you're going to be coming out of that, and then things are going to start changing. And some of you guys, this already might have started trickling in for you. Like you've already maybe started to see some of the changes, or your energy is kind of shifting so you can feel your own changes and stuff. Which deck first? This one first. Okay. All right, let's see. The transformation card popped, but it didn't come out. So we'll see if it actually comes out. I don't know what that is. It popped up upside down. Moment to moment. Didn't this card just come out last time too? Transformation came out. I had a feeling that was going to come out because the way it popped, it like popped. And silence. We got morality on the bottom. Oh, I love this. I feel like I'm going to cry with this energy. Hold on. I'm going to tell you in a second. It feels really good. I don't know. Okay, with this control card, we got the control and the master card. A lot of you guys are learning to release control. You're learning to give things up. You're learning that you actually don't feel safe in control. You actually feel disconnected from yourself. You don't feel good when you're in control. It's actually like a trauma response or a coping mechanism, defense mechanism, coping skill, whatever. And a lot of you guys, it's not about not being in control, like being submissive and giving things up. It's more so of the people who are trying to control things so they can feel safe. It's a false sense of safety. And a lot of you guys, that kind of spirit saying like that rug's been kind of pulled from underneath you to see that this false control you have isn't real. This false sense of safety you have isn't real. And all you're doing is you're disconnecting from people, disconnecting from what you want, and pushing. It's almost like you're pushing away what you want because you're too scared of actually letting it in and receiving it. So you're trying to control the narrative. You're trying to control conversations. You're trying to control things to almost like make it so you can feel comfortable, but you're still not even feeling comfortable, and that is what they're kind of saying. So a lot of you guys are learning to, we got the Lovers underneath. This definitely for some of you is love because I already felt that. But you're learning how to work through this. You're learning how to connect to which we got 2 full moons. I love this. Actually, maybe more. But you're learning how to connect to yourself more. You're learning how to kind of let go of control. You're learning how to let spirit handle things. You're getting kind of like for the people who are having like little things kind of come in, spirit's saying that's like just giving you like some little validation from them, like little tokens of appreciation and kind of little rewards and like I'm gonna fucking cry and validations that like we see you're doing like the hard work. Shit. Damn, we're gonna get emotional as fuck right now. And they're like that they're there for you, like they got your back, like they're helping you out and stuff like that. Damn. Yeah, we got the Lovers card. I don't know. I guess we're just doing a bunch of shit like this. Damn. that felt like a message for me. That's why I started crying, because as soon as they said it, I could feel the energy of it. It's funny because the way it comes in. So I don't know why I feel like I want to say this, but sometimes it comes in words. Sometimes it just comes in as messages or energy. So my soul feels that shit before the words connect to my mind. And so like, if you ever notice, my emotions will hit before the words and the actual message comes in, because I could just feel it. They're like smiling right now. I can just feel it and stuff. And like, I know that's why they were sending, I know this sounds so dumb, but I know like them, and that's why they were sending me like the bees and the cardinals. I actually saw cardinals like when I came home from getting my coffee this afternoon, but I actually have been seeing them every single day, and that's always been a sign that spirit kind of assigned me a few years ago to send me, like that they're nearby or they're like, watching over me. It doesn't always mean the same thing, but every time they just kind of come out of nowhere or I see them, like I know it's spirit just, giving me that message, and like kind of like the bee and all that stuff. Like they know how much I love seeing them. And also I haven't seen bees in fucking forever. And also just seeing the fattest, fuzziest one was so cute. It just made my day. And I've talked about this months ago. It was almost like, I love that little kid part of myself that gets excited about little things and like appreciative about little things. I've always kind of been that way. Just like, I don't need big grand gestures, just small little things make me happy. And just seeing it like literally made my whole fucking day for like 2 days. I swear to God, I swear. And then when I saw one outside of my house, like this next day, like this fat fucking fuzzy bee, I was like, no, oh my God, this is the second time I've never seen a bee that looked this big. And it was the second time that I was like, oh my God. And it just made me so happy. And months ago, I was just, nothing was making me happy. Like even if I saw a bee, I was just so disconnected not from my emotions, but from the inner child part of myself, because I was in this heavy cycle. I'm still in and out of it, but I was in this really heavy cycle and nothing was making me happy. Nothing I did that normally, and it was almost like it felt like this part of me that was taken. But as it's gone, it's almost like you realize those parts of yourself you appreciate. Like I realized those parts of myself where I'm like a little kid who gets excited by seeing fucking bees. I get excited by seeing birds, butterflies. Like I've always been like that, and I haven't been like that for a while. So for me to be able to feel, not even just see the bee, but to be able to feel that excitement back, it kind of helped me realize I'm getting out of the cycle, which was just kind of nice. But okay, anyway, with this clinging to the past and the lovers, so this damn, they're funny as fuck. And we got the Beyond Illusion card and consciousness. There's something going on with some soulmate connections. There's rekindling energy that I said in the beginning, okay? So if it's for you, you should know, because it's going to resonate with you, okay? Like there's something with the soulmates where, like I said, you guys are still talking or something like that, but it's almost like there's some type of illusion in your face or something, and they keep showing me this bubble like you guys are in. And it's like because you're facing like your deepest fears, your worst, feelings and emotions and triggers and belief systems, they're showing me like the cracks in your foundation when it comes to relationships, right? So a lot of you guys are releasing stuff from the past. A lot of the past stuff's coming up to trigger things to heal, so you guys can actually come together and actually be in a romantic, committed relationship together. But with this, they're showing me like the consciousness and Beyond Illusion card. It's like connect to your intuition more and connect to your soul energy more, because you can always feel like if you have a true like soulmate, twin soul connection with somebody, and I call it twin souls if it's the actual connection I'm referring to that I'm channeling, because Spirit actually gave me that word and explained to me what it. Okay, I got what you were saying earlier now. Jesus Christ. Anyway, they showed me what twin souls look like, which has something to do with the bubble thing. That's why I just started, because they just gave me the energy, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, I have not gotten messages for myself in forever. This isn't even messages for me. They're just showing me stuff, and it's making me laugh. But it gets me in that giggly energy. That's why my nickname's been Giggly Chica, because I fucking giggle. Anyway, like, yeah, so I forgot what I was to say, the twin soul relationship. What the hell was I saying? Oh, connect to your energy and your intuition more, because what you're kind of seeing outside of you is really an illusion. And it's because intuitively and naturally, if you're in one of those true twin soul relationships, you intuitively are triggering each other to heal the deepest parts of yourself and the fears. So you're not going to be able to see what's going on because you're in the bubble of healing and facing those shadows, so you're not able to see that. And it's almost like Spirit will open a little bit for you guys to feel that connection and that love energy and that stuff, and then it's almost like it closes because you need to keep doing your deeper healing in your shadows and stuff like that, so you can actually heal them. Okay, we got moment to moment, transformation, silence, and then we got morality and existence. Okay, so this is pretty actual literal, like I saw like a shadow across the window, and then I heard my wind chimes. Must have been like wind or something. Anyway, this moment to moment card, this is literal as it says, and I think we got the same message last time. It's like learning to live in the present moment, or if you're not living in the present moment, start living in the present moment, because you cannot control the future. You can only, whatever choices you're making now affect the future, but if you're not making choices from the present moment, then you're not really actually doing what's helping you, and it's probably actually really resistant. It's probably really heavy. You probably feel almost like this burden and stuff when you're trying to focus on all these big tasks and stuff for the future. And it's like, focus on now. What is it? Just day to day, like minute to minute, moment to moment. What am I feeling now? And just doing what is in alignment for you in the present moment. It might shift throughout the day. For me, it constantly is. Fuck, I just started getting zaps again. For me, it's constantly shifting throughout the fucking day. So like, one moment I'm just feeling like heavy, I'm feeling all this stuff, then I'm feeling like chill, then I want to go outside, then I want to get work done, then I just want to relax and watch TV. I just literally just do whatever the fuck I'm feeling in the moment. And I promise you, when you do that and you connect to yourself more, it takes time and practice, obviously. When you connect to yourself more, you'll just naturally do. Like, you'll stop pressuring yourself. I have to get this done and this done and this done. Because you don't understand everything. You don't understand why the fuck everything. Y'all are like zapping the fuck out of me right now. Like, you don't understand why everything is like going on the way it's going on. So your human mind is trying to control things, but your soul and your energy already intuitively know what needs to be done. And that kind of goes with that whole soulmate twin soul connection, is that's what you guys are doing with each other. You might not be saying how you truly feel or really showing your emotions to each other, is because intuitively you know that that person needs to heal something. So you're naturally triggering that out of them, or saying shit where you might not even realize why you're saying it at the time. And then afterward, you might get like a message or an understanding, oh, that's why they needed to hear that, or some, certain things like that. But anyway, so when you're living moment to moment, what you don't realize is you're actually naturally balancing things, and you're transmuting old energy, but you're actually transforming and growing. Like, you're naturally doing those things because in this moment, what you want is going to come for you, but it's not going to come for you until you release the blockages, until you get into the energy where you can pull the walls up to actually let what you want in, to actually receive and accept it without running away, without sabotaging it, without thinking, all these things that are going to stand in the way from you actually having fully what you want. And they're saying fully what you want doesn't just mean it's in your present reality. It means you actually feel safe to receive it. You actually feel comfortable to receive it. You actually let it in and accept it. You don't dismiss it. You don't push it away. You don't block it. You actually allow it, and you can sit in that space, and you can let it build, and you can actually have it, receive it. It's the same thing with like love. You can meet somebody who like loves the fuck out of you, and it's like, but when you don't think you deserve it or you can't receive it, you're going to find things in your mind that you're going to block that type of love. You're going to block that type of connection because there's underlying fears of, well, that's a person, if we think about the deeper fear of that, right, is if we actually choose somebody we love, and we're not settling with shitty people, and we're not settling for like half-ass or people we don't really care about, we're just staying with because of trauma or fear of being alone. And it's kind of like a using energy, if we're going to be honest, like, right? And we're doing it because we're feeling lonely or we're feeling whatever, and we're choosing them out of safety and comfort. We're not really allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, and we're never really going to be happy. We're never going to feel emotionally fulfilled in those type of relationships. But when you have a real ass relationship come in front of you, and it's deep, and there's a connection and stuff like that, that's a lot scarier because there's a level of vulnerability. That person can feel you. You can feel them. There's walls that go down. There's them seeing you fully for who you are. Parts of you that you're scared to show people because you're scared of yourself, or that you don't love about yourself. And that brings up all kinds of other stuff of, well, what if they see those parts of me that I don't love, and they don't love them either, and then they leave, or they break my heart. And it's that vulnerability that a person that's truly meant for me, a person that I truly deeply like genuinely love, that's a person who could break me. That's a person who could break my heart. That's a person that I also know that I need to be the best version of myself for, and stand up for, and put this energy and emotion and effort. And a lot of times people don't feel like they can do that. They feel like they're not good enough. They feel like they don't have something to offer that person. So naturally they'll push them away, and they'll reject them, and they'll say certain things. And it's like, so you're asking for something, but you're not actually open to receiving it. So now if you go into that relationship ahead of time, what's going to happen? You're going to sabotage it. You're going to find problems with them. You're going to do things subconsciously you don't even know you're doing. And that's what Spirit's saying, is like, you're naturally transforming as you're making the right choices for you now. You're sticking with your values. You're staying in alignment with what it is you want for the future. And you're only making choices, though, that align with what you actually want and your goal and your desire. You're naturally transforming to let that in, because you're healing all those wounds and blockages and belief systems and all that stuff below the surface. You don't even know you're doing it, though. Like, you think you need to do all these things that you don't even need to do. Like, all you need to do is focus on the present moment, process what you're feeling, and do what naturally feels right for you. Not trauma responses, what intuitively, naturally, is best for you. That's it. With this silence card, this is kind of like already going along with the message of sitting in stillness and listening to what's coming up. Like, hearing the thoughts, hearing what it's trying to tell you. They're showing me the lotus, and they're showing me the lotus, the snake, and they're showing me the yin yang. For a lot of you, like, if you think about these metaphorically, right, the lotus comes from like dirty, murky waters, and it blossoms into this beautiful, it's like this beautiful flower, like this regeneration, this rebirth. With the yin yang, it's a balancing of masculine and feminine energies, a balance in general, which we began a lot of that lately. And the snake often is a sign of rebirth. It's a sign of regeneration, is shedding the old skin and becoming the new. Now with this morality in existence, and this is like, the energy of this feels so good, is like a lot of you guys are blinded from seeing the truth. We began a lot of illusion energy today, right? You're blinded from seeing the truth, and it's causing a lot of heaviness. But a lot of you guys are starting to see where your thoughts are actually holding you back. Your fears and your need to control and all this shit is actually holding you back. And a lot of the things that have happened in your life have been your choice. You've made decisions to have what you've had. And like Spirit's saying, like some of you guys, and it's not a shame thing or, you know, whatever. It's like some of you guys have been complaining, like, I don't have what I want. I don't have what I want. And Spirit's like, but how long have you actually been sticking with it and working toward it? How long have you been actually staying in alignment and actually making decisions fully from that without giving up, without running away? How long have you been sticking with it? So you're asking, but if you're not putting the efforts in toward that, you're still, you know, you want, you know, goal A, but then you're doing stuff toward goal B. Not even goal B, you want goal A, but then you're doing stuff that doesn't relate to goal A because of fear. Then how the fuck are you going to get a goal A if there's no energy, there's no effort, there's no consistency, there's no stability with you continually making decisions for goal A? So basically what's happening is you guys are kind of wiping that slate clean, and you're coming back to this place of peace within yourself. You're coming, I feel like it's a peace, very aggressive peace. You're coming back to this place of peace within yourself where you're blossoming, but you're also starting to understand and see things for what they are and the truth of them. And a lot of you guys are connecting more to your soul energy. You're connecting more to the truth of like the way things are, not the way you've been taught things are. So, all right, let's pull like a last message. I keep looking at a few different cards. We got the relationships with the otters on the bottom. All right, let's see. Understanding. Get more information. Pieces of the puzzle are missing. That's funny. We got the card. I saw the release, but it didn't come out. But and then the fears and the release popped. We'll see if it comes out. No, it didn't. Yeah, we're getting a lot of that, like the pieces of the puzzle missing, illusions, stuff like that. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not coming for you, okay? Like, I promise you, just because you can't see it, that's them saying it, not me. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not coming for you. You're directly being blocked from it. And this is, it's a little bit strong and heavy when they say this is, even if you can't see it, are you going to keep working toward it because you really want it, or are you going to give up and settle for something less? Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to be patient and wait for it, or are you going to run away from it? And it takes patience. It takes time to clear all of those things. I mean, for me, like, I used to be such a control freak. It's like fucking insane. Like, I don't even try to control shit anymore. I'm like, Spirit, can you guys handle this? Thanks. Even when I'm uncomfortable, I'm like, can you guys like give me like a message or something? Thanks. And like, I just wait until I get it. I'm just like, whatever. And I feel so much better by doing that. But like, I've gotten to a place though where I know that if I don't have it, it's because I'm not ready for it. And as I keep healing certain things and I keep seeing deeper stuff and belief systems, I absolutely 100% realize why certain things I don't have. Because if they came in, I would have absolutely not been able to fully have a good solid ass foundation with it. And I want to have a good solid foundation because I want that shit to last, you know? Okay, we got validation. Oh my God. I'm just going to show you this. We got the warrior card, which the balance energy, right? But this is literally, and I made this deck. We got illusions right underneath it. I'm telling you guys. So the reason I picked this card for a reason, this picture, I should say, for a reason. And this is why I did this, because she's going in, she's blind. I don't know if you could see the card. She's blindfolded. And even though she's blindfolded and she can't see what's right in front of her face, she's still doing what she knows is right. It doesn't matter what's going on. She still knows what she's doing is right. And she's still fighting for what she wants, for justice, to advocate, stuff like that. So this is kind of like a metaphorical message for what I just said, which is if it's something that you really want, are you going to keep working toward it? Or are you going to run away and settle for less? And if you're going to run away and settle for less, you're never going to get what you want. You can't, because you're not clearing what you need to actually get what you want. And it takes time. And think about all of those choices that you've made over years and years and years that didn't align with what you want now. So you're clearing all that old ass energy, right? We got the illusions card. There's something that you guys are not seeing clearly because you guys are in a bubble, okay? We're just leaving it at that. We got the validation card. This is the inner child card. My feelings are valid. My needs are valid. My desires are valid. My emotions are valid. For some of you guys, how we not talked about most of this is validating our feelings, validating our inner child. This is literally the actual inner child card. I made 3 of them in this deck. This is one of them. This is you validating your feelings. This is you validating your emotions. This is you knowing you're enough, knowing you're worthy. You don't have to do all this shit. Like, if you think about the people you have in your life who genuinely care about you, they don't want anything from you, just to be around you, to talk to you, because they just care about you and love you. They don't care. They don't care how the fuck you are. They don't care what your house looks like. They don't care about your job. They don't care about shit like that, because they genuinely just love you. And you are enough. Like, you don't need to earn people's love. You don't need to earn people's attention. You don't need to earn those things. If people are making you earn those things, then guess what? That's not a good relationship. I'm sorry. It's not a good fucking relationship, because there's some codependency, abandonment, avoidant wound dynamic that's going on there. That's a trauma response that's going on with one or both people. Either one person's trying to get it, and the other person is either at the same level or they're a manipulator. It's one or the other. They're either at the same level and lack of awareness to their trauma, or they're a manipulator and they're literally doing it to get what they want from you. So it doesn't even matter. Like, why are you even entertaining that shit? So it's not about trying to change yourself. It's loving and accepting yourself fully the way you are. And if you don't, start working toward that. Start saying validating things. Start looking at yourself through the lens of somebody else. If I saw this in somebody else, what would I say to them? Would I judge them? Would I say that I don't love them? Would I, not accept them? And a lot of times when we do that, we can see, okay, it's actually not that bad. Because if somebody told me this, I'd be like, well, why this, why this, why this, or, whatever. And it would never be the way I'm judging myself. And then oftentimes, if we look at that, the judgment we have on ourselves is what we are judged for growing up, or what our parents place judgment on us, or other people place judgment on us. So now we're sitting there and listening to these people and holding on to what they've said. So that's one of the things, but it's accepting yourself for who you are, making the best choices for yourself, and just validating your feelings. If you're feeling scared, it's okay for me to feel scared. If you're feeling angry, it's okay for me to feel angry. Like, honestly, I've been feeling like angry as fuck on and off for the last 2 days. I'm not talking to anybody about it because I'm processing my own fucking feelings. But like, damn, have I been angry as fuck the last few days. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I shouldn't be angry about this. No, fuck, I'm angry about this and I don't really care. Like, I'm not going to take it out on you. I'm not going to fucking, project it onto you. But am I angry? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I have every right to feel the way I fucking feel for whatever reason I feel them. You don't need to understand that shit. I do. And like, that's the point, is understanding ourselves, loving ourselves, giving ourselves the attention, the validation, which is pretty much what these cards are, is giving ourselves the validation and the attention that we need. It's not up to other people to understand us. They're never going to fully understand us because they don't think like us. They haven't experienced what we've experienced. They don't feel what we're feeling. So how are they going to fully understand stuff? Like, if we're using words to describe something to somebody, you can only understand and receive at your level of awareness, at your level of depth within yourself. And even then, it's still like, there's still a filter of the way you perceive something, whereas somebody perceives it a different way. So you're never going to necessarily get full understanding from people, and that's okay. The person that needs to understand you the most is you. So with that being said, we got the understanding, the support, and the self-love card. And that's pretty much the message I just gave you. For some of you, it's you needing to give yourself the support and love you did not get. And a lot of that's what's going on. And that's why a lot of people have been in a hermit mode or kind of disconnected from other people, because they're learning to go within, validate themselves, but they're also learning to see where their support system might be really shitty. And letting go of people, setting boundaries with people, and if they're still not able to meet them, sometimes it means letting go of people, even if you love them, because you deserve better. And I don't like saying it like that because it sounds harsh, but it's the fucking truth, is when you let go of shitty behaviors and shitty people who have shitty behaviors toward you, I shouldn't always say, because not everybody's shitty. They just don't have the awareness you're at, or they're not at the level you're at, which is okay. sometimes it means we have to let go of people, even if we love them. And it's like, because we have to choose ourselves and love ourselves. And for a lot of us who were raised like the way I was, which was we always worry about everybody else's feelings above our own. We always care about everybody else's feelings above our own. We have to learn to not do that. We have to learn to put ourselves first. And when we're putting ourselves first, we're teaching other people what we deserve. And we're showing them that it's also okay for them to put themselves first. And we should always be putting ourselves first. And I don't mean being like a selfish piece of shit and inconsiderate to people. I mean, if it comes down to it where it's like you love somebody, but like no matter what like happens, they just trigger the fuck out of you. They don't actually show up for you the way you need. 4444. They don't actually meet your needs. They don't do any of the stuff that you actually need. Are you going to sit there and care about their feelings more than your own? Are you going to sit there and say, look, I've had this conversation with this person. They're just not able to. I love them. But like, if it's still hurting you, why are you going to choose pain over a person? You don't even know how they're going to feel anyway. If you left, you just assume they're going to feel the way you would feel. And it's not always true. They don't always, I hate saying it, but they don't always care like you think they do. It's because you care. That's why. So sometimes it just means leaving people behind. All right, we got last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. I was gonna say there's another card. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. And full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. We got breathe through the tension right underneath that. That's funny, we got last quarter moons and then we got full moons right here. So interesting, that's kind of funny. And we got both Scorpios, which my moon's actually in Scorpio, so funny enough. But yeah, like it's pretty much, it's clear your mind, kind of what I was saying with that one card, the vision, I think it was the vision card, is like calm your mind, clear your mind so you can actually get the clarity, reveal what needs to be seen, see the bigger picture. So there's some type of illusion, there's some type of clarity coming, there's some type of awareness, but you have to calm your mind down to be able to see. You have to go within to be able to see what it is that it's trying to tell you. And I just get like, for some of you guys, I don't know if it's going to be during the last quarter moon. I have no idea when it's going to be. But for some of you guys, like you're going to get some type of epiphany or some type of information that you've kind of been wanting, that you've been kind of scared of or something like that. Nothing bad. It's nothing bad, but you're going to get something that's going to kind of help you break free of your cycle. And whenever you do, it's almost going to be like that last piece of the puzzle, that last thing you need to really break free of where you're at to help you see something. And it's just going to like, I just see this rushing energy. It's just going to change you and you're going to like rush forward, or something's going to rush toward you or whatever it is. And it's just going to like completely just transform everything. Like you've already been working toward it and doing those steps. You just don't even know you're necessarily doing it. And then it's going to transform. But I will say this, Spirit did give me this. I can't remember if I said it in the reading or not. I know I did in one reading, but they had said today, which is the 27th of April, they had said that today was going to be not necessarily important or significant. There was something like, there was what was the word they used? Because I don't want to get it wrong. It was like, what's the fuck's it? I can't fucking, not transformation, transition. There was some type of transition. Like, I don't know if it was starting today or what, but they gave me this date specifically like a week or two ago for a reading. I think I posted it, but sometimes they don't post, so I don't remember if it did or didn't. So for some of you guys, you might be feeling something significant today, or it might happen tomorrow. And don't hold on to that, because transitions aren't necessarily big. Sometimes they can be big shifts, but sometimes it's like a transition to prepare you into the next step. So all I know is I got transition for today. So anyway, I hope that this helped, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day.